Hi, and welcome to Ladies of the Paranormal. You are here with your host, Drusilla, or Dark Angel. Excuse me, Drusilla is not here today. Wendigo and Skinwalker, and our esteemed guest, Shawn. This is actually part 2 of Shawn's first episode. We are going to do a little catch me up here. So anybody joining us tonight that missed anything that you missed last time, I'm going to share it with you real quick, and then we'll go and move forward. Sound good, guys?
Sounds great.
All right. So the first video that I'm going to show is the video that was shown to me by... Oh, there we go. Nope, that's the same one. Why do I have that one up twice? I don't want it twice. I'll leave it once. Sorry. It decided it was going to go to the wrong video. Pause. Okay, share my screen so everybody can see what I'm seeing. It's kind of hard to be like, hey guys, this is what I'm seeing, but you can't see it, so we're going to show it. Can everybody see the screen all right?
Yes, I can.
Alrighty. This is video, and what I just noticed, and I didn't notice this the first time around, but if you look here in this opening, you actually see them as well as right one more time. You can actually see the black shadow that goes through the opening. So, and again, there's two of them that we noticed almost right away that close off this part. But what I didn't realize was you can actually see the shadow right here. I was so focused right here that I hadn't noticed it here. I also noticed kitchen. Is this the dining room area or office?
Yeah, that's the dining room.
That's the dining room. The dining room seems to
kitchen to the right of that. Yeah.
And then brighten. So this is a pretty awesome video. I actually have spent the last 4 days kind of taking it apart, so to speak. And I didn't notice that the first time, but now that I look at it on a bigger screen, you can actually see them walk past here, and then you can see it kind of dims down, going back to normal. Pretty cool footage. Very much because most of the time people say that they see these things, but look at it and you're like, I don't see what you're saying. This you can actually see what you and I'm sure it was astonishing to read footage. This is the next footage, and he actually points it out to make it great for you guys. You guys will be able to see it. But again, this is two figures. So just look where he's got that pointed. I don't even have to use my arrow this time. You can see one right behind the other that goes right across that opening again. I'm going to play that a few more times just so you look at it. But it does look...
I'm sorry, Dark Angel, but that goes right into the master bedroom.
No, go ahead. That one goes right into the master bedroom right there?
They're coming from the kitchen into the master bedroom.
See, that's kind of scary. I mean, this is happening, it looks like at least 9, 10 o'clock at night, I want to say. It's pretty dark. It looks like everybody's in bed. And it seems a pattern, like you and I were discussing, if maybe it might be residual.
Right.
It's the same two shadows that are going into this space because it seems to kind of stick within this space.
Right. But it doesn't happen.
Sorry, go ahead.
And it doesn't really happen every night. I mean, it happens. It's only twice I've really caught it, and the reason I catch it is that my motion detector cameras will go off, but I don't see anything that would make them go off. So I'm always looking to see what triggered the camera.
Right. See if maybe it was one of your pets that had set it off.
Right.
Here, I mean, it's an apparitional look. Like it's not so much shadow in this video. Like the other one is, it's a dark shadow. You can see clear as day as a dark shadow. This looks nearly like see-through. Like you through it. So I would qualify this particular video footage as apparition,
Right.
as opposed to the other one being more shadow figure. Because this one you can see through it. You can see the door and everything through the figures that are walking through. You can see the outline of the bodies that go through, but it's not fully blacked out.
And
So
one looks
I have
like
to definitely say,
and the second one looks like it's of a child nature.
it does. Let's see if I can't. That comes to about here. So like maybe a 5 or 6 year old child.
Yes.
In 15 minutes and 36 seconds after we left the area, our first camera captured this eerie and unexplained female scream.
So, oh, also I meant to mention, and I don't know if you can hear it on that side, but if we're quiet, I want to see if we can hear what sounds like you and I were discussing. A large or heavy object seems to have been thrown or dropped. So let's see if we can hear it in the video very quickly.
I worried she was acting differently. I saw marks I wasn't comfortable. I listened when I told you you were scared.
I made the call because I had to do something. We do suspect a child abuse by neglect, called child harm.
Right there. So before the figures that come into this opening, it sounds like either a pin or it was something kind of heavy was either thrown or dropped, and then shortly thereafter you see the figures walk through this space.
Yeah. When I was listening to it, it almost sounds like something hit flat on the floor, but it was like big. So I think that was in July.
Yeah, it sounds like it's.
I'm sorry. I think that was in July of 2020. I believe so.
Right. I just think it's really unique. I probably played that video to myself at least 100 times, trying to see if I couldn't decipher what it was. But you don't ever actually see what the item is. You can hear it. It's loud. It's definitely something that's at least fairly heavy. But you don't see the item in the video.
And you know what's interesting is that the dogs didn't even stir. Usually the dogs will start barking, and they didn't.
Yeah, see, that's something that you would think your animals would have alerted to. Animals,
Right.
especially, because they are very sensitive to basically anything that isn't from their natural surrounding. So for that to have been so loudly and clearly heard and it not to have startled your animals is extremely kind of disconcerting. Along with some of the rather colorful EVPs I'm going to play. I'm going to play the ones that you sent me today first, and then we'll listen to the other ones. But this one particularly had me a little spooked. I'm not going to lie, because it says something that is almost threatening to you. And what I think I hear, is you're going to die.
Yeah. Something died.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this, and it's a fairly, now you guys are going to have to listen pretty closely to hear it, but once you hear it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because you're going to be like, wow.
And at the between 6 and 8 seconds, there's a very soft no that you can barely hear.
Right. So I'm going to play that one first, and then I'll play the first one that you sent me, which has what sounds like a snickering or like it's an odd sound, and then you can hear crackling from like an electrical staticky sound. So we're going to start with the first one. Let me know if you can't hear it. Hold on, my bad.
To see Nadia cry.
Can you hear it?
I love Nadia.
Right after you say "I love Nadia" is where I hear you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Now, could you hear that clearly?
I didn't hear that piece. I did hear the no, very slight, because I know where that is in the beginning. But
I'm
I
gonna play it a couple more times. Make sure we get
right.
I don't know if it's just because where my mic is. I'll put it up towards where my Bluetooth is and see if that helps.
No one likes to see Nadia cry.
Can you hear it better that way?
I love Nadia.
Like right at the end, right there is where I hear "You're gonna die."
Yeah, I've heard that before, but I can't hear it on your from your phone.
Well, let's try yours because you've got the original recording. I wonder if it's just because mine's being rather sluggish.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Now, you sent me a whole bunch. You sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total EVPs to talk about tonight.
Do you know what that file title was? Was it 188-1?
It doesn't show me the file, honey. It just shows me that you just go to the messenger where you sent it to me, and you should be able to play it from the messenger.
All right, let's see.
So you may have to do it from your phone.
Yeah, I'm going to do it from my phone, obviously. Bear with me.
Take your time, honey. You're good.
We're your friends of the Amories.
Okay, that's not it.
No one likes to see.
That's the one we're gonna play right after this one. There you are, right there.
I love Nadia.
Right? Can you hear that better that way? I heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it must be just from my end. My phone may not be loud enough. So at the end, you clearly hear what sounds like "You're gonna die," and it's really, I mean, that in itself is a threatening EVP, which is why I don't believe that whatever was communicating with you at that time is. I think it's a dark entity. I don't believe that it's a benign entity. Okay, so now we're gonna listen to the first one, which was the one you started playing, which has sounds like a hissing sound or a snarl, and then you can hear crackling, like someone rubbing their slippers on the floor, like he had said before, and then zapping you. It sounds like that.
And then it says F you or F them.
Oh, yep. And then later on it says F them. That's right.
Yeah.
We're your friends of the Amories.
It just said it. I don't know if you could hear it. It was quick.
Yep. It does. It very quickly says "fuck
No one
them."
likes to see Nadia cry.
So
So that one there, you could hear kind of like this staticky sound, and and then you hear fuck them, which it's really quick. Like you kind of have to listen really closely for that.
I was surprised
But
to hear that too, and that all happened this afternoon. I mean,
yeah,
I
so
can go upstairs and record and get things just about any time.
that's pretty crazy, and at the same time a lot of them are really clear. It's almost what I would consider class A EVP. They're very clear, they have vocal tone, um, and you can hear the words pretty clearly. It's not like they stutter. You can tell what they're saying. Okay, now you had sent me before that 4 different EVPs, and I know we talked about them a little bit too.
I actually
One was
sent 5.
5. Oh no, you're right. You're right. So if
So
we want to just start from the top and work our way down, but I know one of them says, "You're handsome."
that's the 5th one, right?
Yeah, and then one of them, you can hear what sounds like a child talking, but you can't really make out what's being said. Or I couldn't make out what was being said. Maybe you could.
I think I had my earbuds on today, and I think I hear him say "mommy," "daddy," or "mom."
Okay.
So, but I'm not sure
Okay.
which one this is. So hold on, bear with me while I get to those.
And these ones are also fairly clear. One of them also, if I'm not mistaken, has a strange laugh going on. Yeah. Language. Strange language. You've got it written as strange language.
Yeah, it's a bizarre. Not sure what it is, but that's the. Try this one here.
It's funny. And 2, if Mary hurts.
And 3.
It has like a.
Wow.
Oh no.
And 4. Zip it.
It has a little bump.
4 is it? That's called a knot.
There's that. There's that zip it again.
And
Yeah, it said
2,
4
if
zip it,
Mary hurts.
just like I did.
Yeah.
Repeated.
It has like a.
Knot.
Oh no.
And 4. Zip it.
It has a little bump.
4 is it? That's called a knot.
Yeah, it's mimicking you. Right after you say it, you can hear it once again being said right after you.
Did everyone hear that one?
No, let's try that again.
It's funny. And 2, if Mary hurts.
And
3,
3.
it has like a.
Knot.
Oh no.
And 4. Zip it.
It has a little bump.
4 is it? That's called a knot.
A knot.
Yes.
What
So
in
I'm
the
not-
world is that? Okay.
Well, I'm getting ready to start the next one. It's auto-played to the next one, so.
Okay.
And it just said,
Sounds like hey.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it sounded like to me, hey.
Yeah,
He's trying to get your attention.
right.
Yeah.
That's that breathy EVP.
Yeah. Now that one, that may be what your wife hears too from time to time. You said in her walk-in closet, because it does sound very breathy, very
Right.
like someone going or hey at you.
So, and then this next one, I believe, is the one with the children in the background.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right there.
Yeah, that almost sounded like whistling.
All right. Good night. You're talking.
That one I think says "Daddy."
It does. It kind of sounds like daddy.
And I think there's mimicking on this next one.
Night. You're talking. It's sleep time. Figure.
What?
Yeah, right there it says it's sleep time.
Yeah, and she heard him.
Figure.
Nadia heard it.
Go sleep night, you're talking. It's sleep time. We figure.
What?
Go sleep.
Yeah, she did. She responded to it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, but she heard it.
She heard it's sleep time. Right after you said it's sleep time, it says
Right.
it's sleep time. She goes, "What?" So she's obviously responding to this entity, which is actually kind of frightening because if she's responding to it, then the fact that this entity is trying to communicate with her could be something borderline possession.
Well, we can have a further discussion about that. And then this is the one I was telling about. I don't understand what's being said at first by her. She's asleep, and she says it's in her sleep.
Okay.
And then it says some other things, and then it says something, and it's hard to distinguish, and something translates it to say you're handsome.
Thank you, Tim.
Oh wow, that one's really clear. That one, it literally comes through saying you're handsome.
Yeah, it's a lady.
Yeah, you're right though. When she's talking, it's very, it's non.
It's not English.
It's not in English.
It's not Latin.
No, I don't know what the heck it is, but like you said, it does come through later in the recording and says you're handsome.
It says something like that, and then a female voice says you're handsome, which is like it was trying to speak for it, translate it. Play it one more time.
Thank you, Tim.
Says it twice.
Wow. Okay, I didn't even hear the second time around. Yeah, it is. It sounds like a male voice, and then right after the male voice, the female voice comes through and says it.
Right.
So, wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so these were all taken over the span of what, a few months, a couple years.
Those I just played were within a few weeks of each other.
Oh wow, so that's
So-
pretty. I would say pretty active.
Yeah, and I've gone from time to time. We try not to dwell on it too much because it becomes problematic.
Hmm.
And so from time to time I'll record and listen, and it's there. Like I said, I can be working from home and I can hear voices, or different things can happen.
Hmm.
You could hear things go bump in the night, so to speak.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard not to. You, like I said, with that video, and I'll show it again here in a little while. But in that one video, you can clearly hear what sounds like a banging or a dropping of something fairly heavy, but you don't see it. If we're able to hear it in the video, I'm sure there's all kinds of noises that can be heard throughout the house before some kind of paranormal activity takes place.
Right. So I don't know, that what that banging sound is. It's very interesting to me because I really forgot it was on there until you brought it up, because I always had the audio off.
Right. I listen to any videos that are sent to me with the volume on because, like you said, you don't usually listen to it or watch it with the audio. Well, you're missing key evidence when you're not hearing everything that's going on. Now, I don't see your dogs or your cats moving about the house during that time of the video. I don't hear the cats meowing or the dogs barking. It's pretty
Right.
quiet, all except that one sound that happens within a few seconds of seeing the shadow figures or the apparitions walking from what looks like the dining room area into the master bedroom. Uh, and that's pretty creepy. And one of them, like you said, looks about the size or the height of a child. Um, and then the other one was pretty tall. And in the first video that I showed, they both looked about the same height, taller, but they were very dark and they looked very different from the ones that were in the video that you sent.
Right. So you find it. A lot of people ask you why I'm not freaked out because they haven't nothing's that we're aware of hurt us. So we'll see.
Right. Now, my only concern, like I was saying before, is the possibility of possession. That's something that I would find concerning because of the level of activity, not just because of what the activity is, although you do have some things that are threatening you, which is kind of all by itself a little on the creepy side. I don't think that I would want to hear anybody say to me, "You're going to die," or, you know,
Right.
I might get a little wigged out and be like, you know what, I think I'm about to have somebody come and bless this house. um, ooh, someone's microphone is popping in and out. But I would say that the level of activity borderlines possession. It's right on that oppressive level, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, we've had that discussion, but um, I'm not sure what we are going to do about it. So
Right. And there's other, you could always get an expert to come in really, and um, my recommendation would be a full-on exorcism of the home. But they may tell you it just needs blessed. You know, could be one or the other, could be both. And that depends on how comfortable you are with having somebody come into your home and, you know, mess with you could do it right and be perfectly fine, and then they could do it completely wrong, and it could be worse than it is now.
yeah, I've seen some of that on some shows that has happened. So,
Yes. So it just kind of all comes down to do you really feel like it's big enough of a problem to try and do something about it, or is it manageable?
right. So
So, but I'm going to go ahead and show this video a couple more times because I think it's really awesome. I think our guests are going to think it's pretty obvious. You've definitely got an active home. Um, I don't think anybody can say that you don't.
right. I'm going to
So,
step away for just 1 second.
oh, there we go. There you are. Everything good?
Yeah, I just want to make sure Nadia's going to bed.
Gotcha. That's why I try to do things a little later. That way the little ones are in bed, hopefully. Mine's
Yeah.
not. She decided she was going to stare at me doing this.
Yeah,
Luckily, she
well,
stays off camera.
yeah. Nadia's school doesn't start till 9:40 in the morning, so it's kind of late.
Oh, God.
But I take her to before school program because I got to get to work myself.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to show and tell one last time. This is the sent me. And then right about there. There's all kinds of what sounds like movement too. If you listen closely, it sounds like footsteps.
Yeah, I was like shuffling in the kitchen area or the hallway, and then a bang.
Yeah,
And I don't know what that bang is. I
yeah.
thought maybe it was a cupboard or something.
I keep trying to locate the source of the sound, and it's just really hard through a video. If I knew the house I lay out, I might be able to help out there, but you can definitely hear footsteps.
Yeah. And I thought possibly that was a dog, but it's not a dog. It's like shuffling.
Yeah, it's too much like people steps. You can hear it right here. Right over here is where it's from. Hear them moving into this area. When they go through
Yeah.
this threshold here, you can actually hear them walking into your room.
So what I have done,
I'm gonna go one more time because I've been obsessed with this video, trying to.
I've set cameras up because they're wireless cameras. I could set them in different places, and I've set them in the kitchen, in the laundry room that goes out to the garage, and never got anything. But this one camera that sits on a shelf shooting through the family room is the one that has caught these apparitions.
Yeah, it's quite unique, I have to say. And this one you can actually. I wonder if you can hear the footsteps in the other one. This one you can hear as it's crossing into your room. You can actually hear them moving into your room.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you can hear that.
I wonder if I play that
And then we're
video,
gonna be.
if they can hear the bang if I play it.
This one happens so quick, like right from the beginning. I wish I had prior to it coming on, but I can hear the bang on your end. But I just have to point out that I can't believe I didn't notice that the first time I watched this, because it's hard to miss. It's a big black shadow right here, and then one, literally two of them back, and in this opening, realize you could see it. You can actually see it clearly, but it blocks out the light completely. Like the ones that I showed in a newer video, you can see through them. This one, they block out all.
I heard something behind me. What's in here? That's the cat.
Oh, the cat trying to give you a heart attack.
Yeah, the kitten. Yeah.
That's crazy. With this one, you can hear slight, just loud one.
Right. You know, and
You can
it's
hear them,
interesting.
but they're very, very faint.
At the same time this is going on, you get like pixelization or something in the dining room.
Yeah. It's almost as though they're going from the master bedroom into the kitchen or the dining room area. As to where in the other video, they're coming from the dining area into the master bedroom. Because this one's coming out of the master bedroom. So that's pretty crazy. But the footsteps going out of the bedroom are much better than the ones that are going into the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but
So that's kind of odd.
if you're looking in the dining in the family room there on that video that you were just showing, there's a doll head for
Yes.
Nadia. That thing scares the heck out of me all the time. Walk through the house and see that thing somewhere.
Oh god.
Like what?
Oh my gosh.
It looks real.
Like why?
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy. I don't have to hold on a minute. I gotta see this because is that the first one that I just did or the one?
The one you just did.
Let's see if I point the doll head. That's just
Looks like a
right
little
here.
kid's head. Yeah. It's like behind the couch on that
Yeah,
shelf.
that's creepy.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, what in the world?
Yeah,
I was
freaks me out all the time.
to watch this video footage a few times, but that is really creepy. I can't tell if it's supposed to be like a prank or something. But if I was walking out of the room at like o'clock in the morning and saw that, I'd probably jump out of my skin.
And it,
So
or
I'm
you
gonna
just
say because
we see a lot of, I'm sorry. We see a lot of stuff out of the corner of your eyes or movement, and when that's out, you see that sometimes, and you're like, "Whoa!"
yeah, see, I was gonna say something, but we were talking. When you walked away, it sounded like there was something breathing into your mic. Now I know it wasn't you breathing into your mic because you walked away. So
Yeah.
that was it kind of had me go, what on earth am I listening to? So
Yeah. Well, there, like I said, that when Nadia and I were talking today, my wife was going through some stuff, and we were in our master bedroom on the bed talking and recording, and there,
mhm.
and we got recordings right there.
Yeah, and I hate to even ask you to be like a guinea pig here, but how would you feel about coming back on in say a week or two and seeing what you can collect between now and then to see if the activity seems to have changed since our first discussion?
Yeah, I don't mind. I can make get some recordings and do that deal. I just have to balance it with Nadia because
Well,
sometimes
yeah, of course.
it when it gens up and Jen gets her worked up too.
Got you. Okay. Well, the only reason I say that is because I know your wife said that there could be a chance of it ramping up after our discussions. Um, and I want to see if there really is a peak in activity after a week or two goes by. And maybe see if we can't maybe narrow down exactly who's haunting your place. Because before we get off, I'm actually going to show some of the history that you and I were looking up the night that we talked the first time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of give everybody a sense of what exactly goes on or when, I should say. Half miles. No, it's not. It's more than that. Okay, let's see here. Now, I decided to see if I couldn't get a little more information on the property or the surrounding properties. And what he and I found was more than just a little bit that happened there. Quite actually more than what I thought. um, but it became the first free.
So, 2 miles down from here,
Sorry, give me.
there is
My,
there is a first free settlement for the black Africans in Virginia and in this area. And there also is what is called an ordinary, which is a hotel that was used for going between Richmond and the governor's mansion. People would come out there and stay at that ordinary. There's also an ordinary right up here, about a mile from the house that people were at. The the road that we're on, as I had mentioned the other night, is one of the oldest roads in Virginia, and it connects with another road, probably 4 miles down, that is one of the main roads too. Um, the old areas of Williamsburg and the governor's mansion. And got to remember, everything was done by horseback back then. So, traveling 6, 10 miles was a big task. Um, up,
Absolutely, you're right.
and so then, and up a mile from here, where I think it was called the 6 Mile Ordinary was, there was also a precursor, as I mentioned, to um, the battle at Yorktown. And I think I sent some information on that to you. It was the battle of War Hill, and 150 soldiers, British and um, colonial soldiers, were killed or wounded during that battle. So I have been out at
Right.
night.
Now,
I've been out here late
go
at
ahead.
night at times in the past, and summer times, and they're at 2, 3 in the morning. Go outside and sit because I can't get back to sleep or something. It's nice out. I sit on the front porch, and I can hear hollering and screaming like a battle's going on, and it was crazy.
Oh
So
wow, yeah,
it
that's
happened.
kind of that would get my attention pretty quick.
Well, I mean, one time I would say maybe someone was having a party, but it was happening multiple times. So it
Oh
was
wow,
during the week. It wasn't on the weekend when people would be partying. So
right. I'm gonna go ahead and show these pictures here with some of the history on it. I'm just gonna kind of speed through the history so we're not full on history lesson. Anybody that paid attention in history should know some of this at least. But this here is about 2 miles, I think we said, outside your property.
right,
The royal governor William Byrd, owner of nearby Spring Plantation, purchased the land here by 1652, then known as Hotwater Island, or no, Hotwater, excuse me. That passed to the, I think that's supposed to say Hotwater Land. I don't know why it says tract, but uh, passed it down to Ludwell and the Lee family. William Ludwell Lee inherited the property in 1796, died in 1803. Lee tongue-tied. Lee's will specifically stated that his slaves were to be free when they reached the age of 18. They were allowed to live on the property for 10 years at no charge to them, and comfortable homes were to be built upon the tract for them. Lee's philanthropy gave rise to one of Virginia's free black settlements located in Centerville. So we have a trying to go to that, but we have a settlement that and eventually became basically a free land for uh, the first slaves to be basically at the age of 18. And they were able to stay on that land. They weren't mistreated. So, to say that those entities or those spirits in that area are um, part of the problem, I don't think so. Um, I think that if there is anything left from that, it would be more of a harmonious type of entity rather than something that's mischievous or causing problems. But I do think that there is some remnants of that time that could still be a part of your land, because if you think about it, the land back then and the acreage back then was different than it is now.
So right behind that sign is another sign that says like Sewell's Ordinary was right there too, which is a a pub and a hotel was right there at that corner where that sign is. They have the actual site for the free slaves is like down in about a quarter of a mile to half a mile down in the road there, and they have displays and artifacts and things like that in that
Right.
park. So
Right, and I think your place probably has remnants from all over. Sorry, my daughter's throwing a tantrum. Give me 1 second.
yep, that's fine.
Okay. Now that I've got the screaming under control, she's having herself a moment, so I'm not going to stay on too much longer because I'm going to have to get her to go to sleep.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm gonna let me see what I have available because I would like to put you on the calendar in October. Um, see if anything changes, if anything ramps up, and if it does, what kind of activity has come of our discussions. And I have a pretty full schedule this month, so we're gonna have to move it to next. Let's see. How does the 7th of October sound?
Hang on, look at the
Give
calendar.
about 3-4 weeks.
That would be better for me.
Okay. So I'm gonna put you here,
The
and
only
then
the only caveat is that I had a camping trip that weekend, but I scheduled it the wrong weekend, so I got to cancel the reservations and move them. So
okay. So the 7th gonna work, or is it not
I,
gonna
I
work?
can let you
Not
know
gonna
after tomorrow because I'm going to try to move the
Okay.
reservation. So all right, but it's
Worst case, I can try for the 13th.
Well, that'd be good. It's on Friday the 13th or Thursday.
Thursday the 13th. Thursday. We're gonna stay away from Friday the 13th if we can.
So I would go with
Okay.
7th because I think that's going to be a good one.
Okay. So I'll put you there for now, and then if it doesn't work, we'll just move you.
All right.
But that gives you, I want to say, what's today? Today is 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, almost 4 weeks
Yeah.
to see if anything changes, or to see if you can catch some more crazy them talking to you.
Well, I'm going to put
Let's see.
and I'll put the cameras back up too. So
Oh, that would be awesome, because then we could see if we maybe catch anything more.
right.
It seems like they're really active around the master bedroom area, at least for the 2 videos that I've seen. So, yeah, let's see if we can't catch any more of them walking around. Because the first 2 videos, the first one, you have to kind of listen really, really, really hard, but you can hear their footsteps as they're walking. It's almost like if you were getting up to go to the bathroom or something in the middle of the night, that kind of shuffling. But you can see through them. So it's obviously not you guys.
And usually I mean jumping over dogs. So
Yeah, like you're gonna notice the difference.
well, here's the routine. If I get up, I let the dogs out too at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
Oh
So,
gosh.
yeah.
So, and I'm sure we can tell the difference between your persons versus what we're seeing.
Right.
What we're seeing are one short, one tall, both kind of on the, I want to say, like slender side, maybe, almost like a teenager and a young boy, or a tall, skinny man and a young boy.
So, well, Nadia told me that she believes that what is with her is a family, a mother, father, two girls, and a boy.
Oh wow, so a legitimate, full blown
Right.
family.
Whether
Oh wow.
that's what she said to me today. So,
I mean, and it could be very possible. I mean, this is a place that's been there. The house hasn't been there that long, like you
no.
said. It's only been there since 1992. But the land itself has been there obviously forever. So, the question isn't so much of how old is the land as to what happened on and around it. And I think that's what we're seeing remnants of, is what happened on and around that land.
Yes. So, all right. So, October 7th.
October 7th, and I put it for 9 p.m. so that hopefully little Miss Thing is in bed, and hopefully my little Miss Thing is in bed.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and then we'll catch up, and of course, anything that you catch or capture in the meantime, feel free to send it to me because I will gladly analyze it.
All righty.
That'd be my job. That'd be my job. I do the analyzing. Um, but and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, that sounds great. And hey, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Shawn, for joining us for part 2.
Problem.
We look forward to part 3 to see how things in a few weeks turn out.
Okay.
And again, it's been awesome talking to you. It's been awesome being able to see the footage and the video, or not video, the audio that you've brought to us today. And we wish you and your family the best.
Thank you.
Have a good
And
night.
that's to everyone. Good night.
All right.